In today's interest rate markets, let's take a look at the 10-year note futures as they're experiencing some higher price action today. 10-year note futures are rolling right now from March into June, with the June contract now becoming the more actively traded contract. And looking at that June contract today, we are higher here after a couple days of selling pressure. Currently priced at 110.12, so just shy of the middle of the 110 handle here today, as the markets are adjusting as they move through the week here to various Fed speakers as well as economic data. Now, this morning we did have a preliminary PCE data coming out with the GDP data, and it was a little bit higher than anticipated. Really not too much outside of the expectations, but certainly not below the expectations, and that's coming on the heels of some hotter than expected data a couple weeks ago when you look at CPI and PPI. Now, tomorrow we also get further indications in the PCE inflation data that the Fed will be paying very close attention to. So that could be another factor tomorrow, that when that release comes out in the morning. Couple that with Fed speakers throughout the day, and basically the Fed speakers indicating that they do expect that they will be cutting rates at some time this year, yet the timing of that is yet to be determined. And I think that at least the idea that the Fed, for the most part, most of the officials still believe that there will be rate cuts at some point during the year, countered some of the recent selling pressure that we are experiencing with the 10-year note future basically coming off 3-month lows from yesterday's price action. And looking at the yields today, we're looking at a yield lower by 4 basis points today to 427 basis points for the 10-year, as well as the yield curve moving lower pretty much across the entire curve from the 1-year out to the 30-year today, where we're seeing some buying pressure. And particularly on the shorter end of the curve, where the 2-year, actually, we're seeing decrease by 6 basis points. So some lower yields here today, higher price action after a couple of days of selling pressure. And we look at the 10-year note, really, we are coming off basically 3-month lows to trade higher in today's session.